Hi, I'm Sarah. I'm one of the Gesher teachers, and I was really excited to begin with to come back and teach at Beth Emmet because while I didn't go to Beth Emmet, I grew up in Evanston, and so it was exciting to see students be in a very similar place, both of discovering themselves and discovering their community as to where I was in 7th grade. We did a lot of work at the end of Gesher to a lot of reflection, comparing where they were at in the beginning of the year to how they've grown at the end of the year. And so I hope that tonight offers all of the Gesher students and just all students in 7th grade who've experienced their bar bat mitzvah year an opportunity to process some of what happened over the course of this year and celebrate together.
Studying for my bat mitzvah has been an important part of my Jewish life. It has helped me connect to God in more important ways. The cantor, the rabbi, and Maureen have helped me throughout this process, and I feel more connected and more able to practice more Hebrew now. Thank you.
What was your favorite activity in Gesher?
My favorite activity was going on the retreat and learning about how to make the right choices.
All right, and what kind of right choices did you learn about?
So we learned about not drinking, and we learned about always having a say-so in what you're doing. And we also learned about right decisions with our bodies, so not having your sex until you're older.
Nice. What did you learn about being a Jewish adult in Gesher this year?
So we did learn about a lot of things. We learned about the Pesach story and how the women have contributed in the Passover story. And we learned about everyone agreeing to doing one thing. And we learned about how our bodies work.
You learned this year about becoming a Jewish adult?
So I learned that with becoming an adult, there's many responsibilities that you have to take on because you're now like a leader in your community, and you just have to embrace that but understand what it really means.
And so what does that mean to you?
So I think it means like demonstrating good qualities and learning how to respectfully like demonstrate yourself outside, or like have a good head on yourself outside of Beth Emmet and into the world.
What was your favorite part of Gesher this year?
My favorite part was going on the retreat to Asrui because we learned about like different things that I didn't know about before, like transgender, and because we learned about what it means and like different pronouns you use for them, and also like you got to like talk and hang out with people that you wouldn't normally hang out with like outside of Hebrew school, like, so that was important also.
It was special.
All right. What was your favorite activity in Gesher?
My favorite activity was eco kashrut, and before it was just a rabbi, and now it's like mass production, and animals don't get treated correctly, and it's not fair to the animals. It's important to me because I chose to be a vegetarian, and I feel that it's wrong to eat animals.
What was the most meaningful part about preparing for your bat mitzvah?
Probably going home every night and studying, because you feel more connected to Judaism, and it's not like you don't always get a break. Not that breaks are good or bad, but like you feel more connected to what you're doing in Hebrew.
Awesome. And what did you learn about becoming a Jewish adult?
I learned that like you don't need to just come to Hebrew school and that's the only time you can be connected to God. You can go home and still do things and still be in the Jewish world.
So, what was most fun about Gesher?
Most fun thing about Gesher was learning that like being Jewish is like different for different people, and it's not always the same thing for everybody.
What's being Jewish like for you?
I think it's like celebrating all of the holidays and like being with family and friends a lot. Is what I like.
What did you learn this year about being a Jewish adult in Gesher? Or
Um,
what did you learn in Gesher about being a Jewish adult?
I learned that when you're a Jewish adult, you have responsibility of like making the world a better place and being accepting and nice to everybody.
What was your favorite part of Gesher?
My favorite part of Gesher was probably going to the Holocaust Museum, because I just learned about how, how Jewish, just the whole Jewish community was, and how they survived and how in the Holocaust, I guess.
That was meaningful for you. Had you ever learned about that before?
Well, I learned briefly about it, but I didn't really get to see what they were going through firsthand before.
What did you learn about being a Jewish adult in Gesher this year?
Well, I learned that there's a lot of things you have to think about when being a Jewish adult. You can't just go out and have fun, that's something, but you also have to think about it.
What's something that you thought about as far as being a Jewish adult?
I've thought about the choices that I have to make so that I can be a good person.
What's one choice that you could make to be a good person?
Think before I do something.
So you haven't been bar mitzvahed yet, right?
No.
Okay, can you recite one line of your Torah portion?
והיה כי תבוא אל הארץ אשר אדוני אלוהיך נותן לה אחריו וישתה וישבת בה.
Great. So what was your favorite activity in Gesher?
My favorite activity in Gesher was where we got to choose one side, the other, or the middle based on our opinion on a certain subject.
Oh, cool. And why did you like that?
I liked it because it gave us a lot of freedom instead of just sitting there kind of, not having any say in discussion.
Do you remember any of the questions that you had a really strong opinion on?
We did a whole part about friendship,
Mm-hmm.
and it was, one of them was, would you be friends with somebody on their phone if they were on their phone the whole time? And I said no because it's you need to hang out in person.
What was your favorite activity in Gesher?
When the speakers came in and talked to us, it was pretty cool to see, from their perspective, what they thought of being a Jewish adult.
Which speakers, we had a couple of speakers. Which ones are you referencing?
The Holocaust speaker.
The Holocaust speaker. And what struck out to you most about her speech?
I've always heard about the Holocaust and how terrible it was, but before that you never really knew what actually went on in the Holocaust, specifically with the people in the Holocaust and what they felt.
So what did you learn this year?
I learned about a Holocaust survivor who's also my distant relative, Zipporah Katz.
What did you learn about her?
That she was, how she survived the Holocaust by hiding in a potato sack, and I thought that was very interesting.
How was that meaningful to you?
Well, I've never learned about her that much, other than, saying that she survived. And I'm glad that I can, finally found out that, about her.
Does it make you feel more connected to Judaism?
Yeah, I think so.
What was most fun about Gesher?
What I think was most fun about Gesher is learning about stuff that I went to. We learn about other ones.
Like what?
For example, stuff we learned on the retreat, so stuff about being a Jewish adult.
What did you learn on the retreat specifically?
I learned a lot about sexual decision making.
Mm-hmm. That's great. Do you see that your friends are applying these kinds of things at school, or that you might be the one to teach them?
I don't want to be the one to teach them.
But do you see them applying it?
No.
No. Is that hard for you?
It's hard for me knowing that at school all they cover is the anatomy part. They don't cover the actual decision making part.
Are you glad that you had that here in Gesher?
Yes, I am.
Cool. What did you learn about being a Jewish adult in Gesher this year?
I learned a lot about the bat mitzvah, like, I don't know, what's that called? The bat mitzvah journey, we'll say. And about how you have to put so much commitment and stuff, like, through you into it. You can't just, like, go up and do whatever. But then, like, it's not as stressful as it seems. Like the 2 weeks before my bat mitzvah, I was like flipping out, and then the day come, and I was like, oh, I'm ready. I got this. Like, it's all coming together.
What did you learn this year about being a Jewish adult in Gesher?
Well, you have to really take responsibility about your life, and that you're not going to just get everything handed to you like you're used to.
What was your favorite activity in Gesher?
My favorite activity in Gesher was around Purim time when we did tableaus about the different scenes in Purim. It was really fun, and we got to do different scenes, and we had to make tableaus, and it was really fun.
Why was it fun for you?
Because we were able to do acting and drama, and and we got to use our imaginations.
What did you learn about being a Jewish adult in Gesher this year?
I don't know, responsibility for my bat mitzvah.
Oh yeah? Tell us a little about that.
Well, I had to like practice every day for like a long time, and then after my bat mitzvah, my tutoring was on Wednesdays, and it felt weird not to go because I went every Wednesday.
So it was kind of a ritual for you?
Yeah.
What did it feel like to be on the bima?
Weird.
Good weird, bad weird, just weird? Cool. What did you learn about being a Jewish adult in Gesher this year?
I learned about being a Jewish also more how to do mitzvot, especially during my bar mitzvah. I learned about how I'm supposed to come and read aliyahs for holidays, and also just help mitzvot even after my bar mitzvah.
What was the most fun thing about Gesher this year?
Probably the most fun thing was just like having a community and getting to like talk and joke around inside of the community, I guess. Like just like what we learned and stuff, I guess.
What's something that you learned this year?
We definitely learned a bunch of stuff about like gender and identity and stuff like that. But, yeah.
How are you going to use that in daily life?
Well, I mean, I guess it's just gonna like been trying to like take it into account and like how I think of people, I guess, like you know, like not like automatically assume people are straight or stuff like that.